Hey y'all, Ine here, and I'm continuing my read aloud adventures with the book All We Can Save Truth, Courage, and Solutions for the Climate Crisis. I'm still reading the story Wakanda Doesn't Have Suburbs by Kendra Pierre-Louis, and this is part 4. That humans would head out into space to mine it, by the way, is the framing of the television show The Expanse, which was saved from cancellation by Amazon, of which Bezos is founder and CEO. Like me, Bezos is on record as being a fan of the show. Not everyone agrees with his must go to space story, however. Fun fact: space wants you dead. Mars wants you dead. Titan wants you dead. Space will fucking kill you, tweeted Shannon Sterone, a science writer whose work has appeared in the New York Times and The Atlantic. Earth is easy mode, tweeted Mika McKinnon, a Canadian field geophysicist and science communicator in agreement. If we can't maintain habitability here, we're utterly fucked trying to pull off long-term survival anywhere else. And yet billions of dollars are being allocated to this effort. What does it say that spinning a story about humans moving into a radioactive vacuum resonates more strongly with many people than our chances of reducing greenhouse gas emissions? Right now, the stories that many of us are telling about ourselves are hurting us. It is not universal. There are cultures indigenous to North America, for example, that are still enacting a different story. But this story of inherently destructive humans is the most mainstream. We need different stories, ones that help us envision a present in which humans live in concert with our environment. One in which we eat, play, move, and live in ways that are not just lighter on the earth, but also nurturing to us as humans, with at least some of the trappings that many of us have come to expect of modern life. In fact, I can only recall one mainstream vision of the present, never mind the future, that starts from the premise that humans can live in equilibrium with their environment. Our first glimpse of the fictional African country of Wakanda, the backdrop of the Marvel movie Black Panther, which is loosely based on the Matupa Empire of 15th century Zimbabwe, begins with the nation's natural landscapes. Wakanda is the most technologically advanced country in the world. But the filmmakers chose to ground our understanding of this civilization in sweeping images of its mist-veiled mountains, its verdant valleys where sheep herders drive their flocks in ways they've likely done for generations, and its border tribesmen wrapped in the Wakandan version of Lesotho blankets, galloping by on horseback. The message seems to be that Wakanda is a country whose greatest technological achievement is maintaining its environment. From there, the camera takes us on an aerial tour of the capital city, Berninzana. The transition from lush countryside to bustling city is so abrupt, so fantastical, that it's easy to miss what the camera is really telling us. That Wakanda can maintain its ecosystems in part because there are no suburbs. It's a vision of modern civilization that looks and feels drastically different from the United States, where an estimated 52% of Americans describe their neighborhoods as suburban. Suburbs emerged in part because cities were polluted, with bad air quality and substandard housing. But rather than address those issues, we simply relocated our population and created new issues, not least among them an increased climate impact. Studies have shown that suburb dwellers have greater greenhouse gas emissions than their urban counterparts. Black Panther's vision of Wakanda rejects the oft-repeated story that we humans and our environment are natural enemies. Instead, it tells a story in which humans have become technologically sophisticated while maintaining a flourishing relationship with the surrounding environment. To paint this picture, the filmmakers borrowed heavily from existing African cultures: the Maasai people of Eastern Africa, the Zulu people of South Africa, the Sotho people of Southern Africa, the Himba tribes of Namibia, among others, and asked themselves, if these groups had not been colonized and had opted to live within their ecological limits, what would their resultant society look like? And to them, it looked like an urban core surrounded by countryside before giving way to true wildlands.